a person isn't toxic. It's when you add another person with the person that makes the situation toxic, right? Acid itself isn't toxic until you put something in the damn acid. Acid just is just sitting there, mind his own business, right? So the person isn't toxic. It's when you add other shit to it. I don't think Diamond is toxic. Diamond is just who she is. And if you add a certain type of person with her, it could turn into some toxic shit.
Which kind of goes back to what we were talking about with that balance, and right? Sometimes dysfunction is function.
Right.
I will say this though. There's a I get what you're saying, Mr. Lego, and this is not to speak specifically to Diamond. I'm not speaking specifically to her. This is just dealing with somebody toxic in general, right? I think if the vast majority of people, if you aren't compatible with the vast majority of people, I think that's just toxic in general. There's no you have to add anything to it. You toxic to the vast majority of the population. You're just toxic. So, and that's kind of what I was talking about. That's kind of what I was alluding to, Mr. Lego. Now I get it.
The
Like
vast
if you
majority of the population is stupid. Like most people are just stupid, you know. So when you look at the vast majority of the population,
the vast majority of people, bro.
Think about this, Sweeney. Remember a couple weeks ago we talked about how 80% of men are trash and 80% of women are trash to a certain degree. That conversation.
I don't actually believe that, but I get what you're saying.
No. What I'm saying is, but we were talking about how only 20% of women and 20% of men are actually worth marrying and being with, right? So when you look at the vast majority of people, they don't matter because they're the idiots of the world. We all are looking for that diamond in the rough, that person that isn't like everybody else. That's what makes a person special when a person is not like everybody else, right?
No.
I would have to say in relationships, it's really hard to gauge that because you're never going to know who anybody is until they reveal who the real person is. Because most of the time in the beginning of relationships, you could get somebody's representative of who they think you want them to be for a long period of time, and you won't actually know that person is toxic until maybe 2-3 years down the line when you done move with that person and can finally see their characteristics about themselves. You know, they dirty, find out that they don't clean up, okay, that they don't contribute to housework, that they're not as sensitive as you thought they were, because people will give you who they think you want them to be in the beginning of something.
Can't nobody lie that long.
Well, all right, Sweetie, check this out. Sweetie, check this out.
Crazy.
There's a viral video. It's a viral video right now with people the couple I was together for 40 years. He never knew she was a cheater until they switched phones. That happens. I know women like that. Right? 40 years they were together.
There's an old white couple. I seen.
There's a difference between somebody hiding cheating and somebody hiding a lifestyle like don't know how to clean, don't know how to do it. Like you can't.
Cheating is a lifestyle. Cheating is a lifestyle.
No, that's what I'm saying. I said there's a difference between hiding cheating and hiding a characteristic of yourself, i.e., you don't know how to clean up or you're dirty. That's not something that you can hide for an entire lifetime.
Hide that, not for a lifetime, for a very long time.
Even if you did hide it for 40 years that you didn't know how to clean up that well, right? You suck at cleaning. You're a dirty person. That person got 40 years of cleaning you out of the deal. You was cleaning and faking who you were for 40 years. Hey, take that as a win.
Right. A win is a win.
If somebody can hide being dirty think of it, if somebody can hide being dirty for 40 years and can be a clean person for you for 40 years, take it as a win. But nobody's able to do that. Nobody's able to hide.
People hiding crazy tendencies, not just being dirty, but somebody being crazy as hell. Like I'm talking about psychotic, okay, schizophrenic. They be talking to themselves and stuff. Okay, people can keep that charade up for a very long time without you being able to see that. And it will take just that one moment to break that character, and then you can see who they really are. You ever say you put somebody in a situation, a compromising situation, and it will show you exactly who they are? That's what they mean by that. Like people can keep up those charades for years. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many people can act like they're somebody else for a long time.
Have you ever known a person that was known to be schizophrenic or crazy, and they was able to hide their schizophrenia or crazy from people for 20, 30 years?
They take the meds. They be just fine.
Hold on, y'all. SugaCurls had a hand up. Go ahead,
SugaCurls.
Hey, I wanted to just interject in with what y'all are talking about. I personally just don't believe in people hiding themselves. I believe, and I'm not contradicting what y'all are saying. Maybe that's y'all's, perception. I believe that there's always signs, and the flags are always there. Maybe we don't see the red ones. Maybe there's flags, and we're seeing blue and green when we should be seeing red. We're continuing. There's always something. I kid you not. There's always something. The person, we're not being fooled. The person isn't hiding. We're not seeing it for some reason, or we're choosing not to see. In my experience in life, I just don't believe that.
So that's exactly what I was about to say. SugaCurls said it so eloquently. If you are used to getting your ass whooped as a kid, right, and you get into an abusive relationship, you're still getting your ass whooped. But guess what? You may not see it as abuse because you've dealt with it for so many years. So if somebody's like verbally abusive and you get into a relationship with a person who like, shut the fuck up, da, 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 you might not recognize it as abuse because you dealt with it when you were a child. So the red flags are always there, like SugaCurls said, but sometimes you are not cognizant of what a red flag actually supposed to be because of what happened to you when you were young. So that's how a person can hide their issues in plain sight, because the other person probably has issues and they're actually accepting of your issues because their mama or their daddy did it when they was young.
But is that actually a red flag to the person that's willing to accept it?
Yes, because now it's a toxic relationship like we talked about earlier. So the relationship itself is a red flag, and at some point is going to implode, or they're going to have babies and is going to traumatize the children. So at some point, somebody's going to get the blunt of the problems, whether it's the kids or one of them, because at some point you're going to wake up and realize you're going to mature or something, and you're going to realize like, yo, this is crazy. I don't want to do this shit no more. And then you're going to finally wake up.
So my question to you is then what does it matter if somebody is self-aware of who they are if it's going to yield the same results regardless? It's going to implode, it's going to fall apart, it's going to be bad on the children. So somebody acknowledging that they're a walking red flag up front doesn't really matter in the end, because it's going to yield to the same results. Whether that person lied or told you the truth, if you hide or if you ignore it or if you deal with it, then if it wind up leading to the same spot, then what is the point of that person being self-aware?
Well, kind of like what Diamond was saying. Diamond don't have no kids, right? And she may or may not get into a toxic relationship with a whole lot of chaos or whatever. As long as they don't have kids, as long as they have a certain amount of boundaries, and in my opinion, because I don't know her, she seems like she'll kick a nigga out if it gets too far and be like, get out, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you're able to realize that this is too much and you can literally disassociate yourself. No, not disassociate yourself, because that's mentally. You're able to get rid of the person and not be so attached to the person like, oh, I love you, even though you're trash, but I love you. You know, if you have a healthy sense of detachment and you can get rid of the person when shit gets too bad and y'all don't have no babies, I don't care.